Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Go Live series of the Follow Our Journey through Radical Remission Coach Training. We just had our last class with Dr. Kelly Turner and the Radical Remission Group. Can you believe this is our last week of Radical Remission Coach Training? It went so fast. So today we're going to discuss our takeaways from the Radical Remission Coach Training and our next steps in our journey.
It feels surreal getting to this point, especially after waiting for this for 2 years and now just to be done with our last class. I'm feeling really pumped from the energy. We literally just ended maybe 15 minutes ago. So there's a lot of really positive energy, a lot of excitement, and I'm really grateful to have had this opportunity, and also Cheryl to have shared this with you. We started Wisdom of the Whole and the whole journey that we've had. So it's so nice, especially as an adult, to go through these things with a friend. So thank you. I apologize. I also just wanted to say thank you for the classmates that we've had and the team, the Radical Remission team, because they've also enriched our lives so much. And so it was very well worth that wait.
I completely agree. I'm so grateful for this opportunity, both in the Radical Remission training and to go through this Go Live series journey with you. I'm grateful for the experiences that I've had along the way. And like you had mentioned, so grateful for the people that we have met, and even grateful for the things that we have to come, because there's lots of it.
So speaking of what's to come, now that our classes are over, the next steps for Cheryl and I and everyone in that training is to just take a final exam and complete all the required work. And that will give us that certification as Radical Remission coaches and workshop facilitators, which we are so both excited to carry this work further into the community.
So excited. Like you had mentioned the energy, I could like jump out of my seat right now and dance around. It was just the best last class, and feeling that energy from everybody and having Dr. Kelly Turner there, it was wonderful. And I just want to acknowledge that it seems like Jessica and I have a little bit of lag and something's that might be going on with our recording. So we're just going to roll with this the best that we can. So we appreciate your patience. So before we start talking about what's coming next for us, let's talk about our takeaways, Jessica, from the course and from social media journey. So I have to say that I love this course so much, obviously. I have so much respect for Dr. Kelly Turner and what she has created through this Radical Remission project. I've learned so much through all of this work. My biggest takeaway, and I know we've already mentioned this, is the people that we've met from all around the world, and having the honor to hear their journeys, the honor to them in all of their direct experiences. I so admire the passion and motivation that this group has to getting this information out into the world. It's exhilarating to be a part of this cohort and just the Radical Remission family as a whole.
For me as well. To echo your sentiments, my course takeaways are humility and awe. As a former practicing emergency medicine physician, just learning that hope, healing, and even cure is possible, even in diseases I thought that were previously impossible, like stage 4 cancer, certain conditions. And yes, I know the norm is what's proven in science, but just the fact that there are case studies of people who have survived. And while I'm so, so, so grateful for biomedical research and education, I feel like I've learned certain things as being either irreversible or incurable. And just realizing that, wait, even if there is one person who is able to cure themselves, then it's not a blanket statement. Things are not always incurable. And so it's not to give, and this is going back to what we had discussed in the first session, it's not about giving any false hope in any which way. Reality is reality, but it's just there's nothing false about it because these are real people. And so it's just very interesting because, to learn how to appreciate all the biomedical knowledge there is, right? And have a lot of respect for that, but also just to realize there is a limited lens through which we see things and learn things in conventional medicine and in biomedical education. It's a limited lens through which we see things. And that lens of the heart of the human story and the cases of healing where the impossible becomes possible, that's really what's touched me throughout this training. And so being in this class and meeting many radical remission survivors themselves and watching Dr. Turner's docuseries, putting faces, voices, feeling the hearts of the survivors in the book, in both of those books, it's touched my heart forever, and it's also changed my perspective, like, just really on our natural ability to heal and nurture our inner wisdom in the face of any situation.
So beautifully put. And, you had mentioned the books and the docuseries, and I want to take this opportunity to promote them highly. Radical Remission and Radical Hope by Dr. Kelly Turner. Go get them now. Watch the docuseries. We cannot speak highly enough of all of these. And if you haven't experienced any of these yet, I encourage that you get on it. I feel confident that you can find books even in your local library. You won't regret it. And I'm not just speaking to those who have cancer or chronic diseases. I mean everyone. These books are really helpful for preventative care and boosting your immune system. I know that personally, I do not have chronic diseases. I do not have cancer, but I have definitely started diving deeper into some of these key factors that I recognize that I could do some work in. So it's great for everyone.
My heart agrees with your sentiment completely. It's a luxury. I feel it's such a blessing to be in a position that you stated of having prevention be better than cure. And often, as we learn through these books, these kinds of situations, difficult situations, such as cancer or chronic disease, are a very hard wake-up call for so many. And it's not to say that anyone caused these things to happen, but just realizing there are things we can do to affect the situation and how we respond and how we cope is really empowering. And so when I think of books or TV shows or movies that have changed my life, if you think about, is the time worth it spending something? Yes, completely agree. Those two books, both of them, Radical Remission and Radical Hope, they've both been life-changing personally, and the docuseries was just so beautifully uplifting. And so the other part to this in terms of takeaways from this course was the importance of cultivating that community, this positive community of healing, or even just having that hope, knowing that other people have done this and looking up to them. So it's just such a beautiful community. And I know on Dr. Turner's website, you can look up on the Radical Remission Project and look up a diagnosis and see who else is sharing. And that alone is just so uplifting.
I agree. And I would encourage anyone out there who may be listening, if you have your own healing journey, please go on to Radical Remission Project and share that. It's a beautiful thing to read those stories. So you could be helping someone else with whatever they're looking for, needing in their journey.
Yes. So now, sorry, I think there was a lag. You were talking about helping other people in their journey, and that was just especially realizing that each person's path to health and well-being is unique.
Yeah, and I really like that through the work and the Radical Remission Project, they recognize that, you have these 10 key healing factors, but they recognize each journey is individualized, and they encourage us to work through that with coaching in our workshops. So I really respected that. Okay, so now our takeaways from social media. So since this was our live debut, the first time ever going live, and we did it for 11 weeks in a row. So for me, I have never been a social media person. Like, I barely used it personally. So when it came to professionally, I felt a lot of resistance. So I felt that this really encouraged me to step outside of my comfort zone, put myself out there. And I had the luxury of doing that with you, which made it much more comforting. And now I really feel ready. Like I feel ready to promote this work through social media, to promote my business through social media. I feel like it's a great way to share with others what is going on. And not only did I learn how to share myself, but I am now more active in social media and seeing what other people are doing. And that's really opened the doors for so many other opportunities. So I really appreciate that. But the other thing is just, we had mentioned our gratitude for working with each other, getting to work with each other on this. But I think another part is like just learning more about each other, right? Like getting to know each other, getting to know, like, and for the good and the bad, right? Learning what struggles we each have and how we can support each other and how we can work together. And this has been so important to me and so like such a blessing, because we have all of these future plans, which we'll get to in a minute, and they wouldn't have been there. They wouldn't have been there if we didn't spend this time together working through this. So I feel like we were able to benefit our audience by getting this information out there, because the Radical Remission program has such great stuff to share. But then also to grow our relationship together, both personally and professionally. It has all been a blessing. And I have learned that throughout my whole life, right? When you put yourself out there, when you're vulnerable, that's when the most beautiful things happen. And I definitely felt that through this experience. So thank you to you, Jessica, and thank you for everybody who has been tuning in to listen to us on this brand new endeavor. We appreciate you.
Cheryl, I appreciate your sharing that too, because and your receptivity. We've both grown so much from this, as this is both of our live debuts. And one morning, it was literally less than a month before our program started, I was doing morning yoga outside on the deck, and it came to me like, let's do a Go Live series and let's do it together. Because if you're going to do something for the first time, it's just so much more fun to do it with someone that you care about. And not everyone would have been receptive to that kind of idea, especially on a weekend in a summer and all the prep it required. But it's just like it comes from the core, the receptivity and the openness. So I really do want to express my gratitude to you, Cheryl, too, for embracing this with open arms. And I also find that you were talking about when you're vulnerable, beautiful things happen. I find that when you are just open to the possibility without necessarily having expectations, the world opens its doors to you. Because I also had the same, I appreciate your transparency about your initial resistance. And, when I was a physician in training, there was 1 year where I did not sign on Facebook. I just could not be on social media because I felt so overworked, and I was in a tough place. And so, having that shift to realize that we live in a digital age, and to look at social media as an asset, as a strength, as a place to empower, to educate, to cultivate community, and really meet some amazing people. And also, even to help people. No one's going to know what you offer unless they know you're there. And whose responsibility is that? That's our responsibility, to share with people what we know to help. So in that way, with billions of people on social media and so much content being created, it's just so important to be human and recognize the human aspect of this. Another thing that I got about it was not to worry about being perfect. When we prepared ourselves each week going live, I realized the work we did, the preparation it takes. And so we really, really hope you found this helpful. And we're also touched by the people who have reached out to us and have given that positive feedback. So to everyone, thank you so much.
Yes. So do you want to talk about what's to come? Because I'm pretty
Yes.
excited. Okay, so we are creating a podcast. Yay! And we're very excited about this. Obviously, we've already started to set up our recording sessions. We have some people signed up, and we are looking forward to releasing these episodes in the new year. So we hope that you stay tuned. Jessica, what else?
I'm so excited for them because the people who we are collaborating with, their stories are so powerful. So we are so excited to just continue to share and empower. And then the other thing, so we're going to be done very briefly, as we had mentioned, with our Radical Remission certification. So Cheryl and I are so excited to start offering these workshops and these coaching offerings. And I was really excited today to find out about doing this work, not only just for people with cancer, but also to bring it to healthcare providers who might be going through something of their own, just to have a place that's really special to do some self-exploration and discovery. So we're both really excited for what's to come, and we will keep notifying, and we'll be putting announcements on social media. For me personally, I like to share new things on the newsletter, so please sign up for it if you'd like to stay in touch. And Cheryl, I know you as well.
Yeah, I agree. We try and, well, I'm just starting mine, and the plan is to, and I know Jessica tries to get one out just once a month. So you won't be bombarded with emails. It's just to keep you up to date with these new things. And then we have one other thing. So as Jessica and I were going through this journey and we were sharing our coaching insights, we realized how helpful this would have been to both of us when we were learning this initially, and how important it is to have valuable insights, education, mentorship while becoming a coach. So, and we've talked numerous times on this about continuing professional development. We really, truly believe in that. So since we also firmly advocate for high quality coaching and credentialing, as we also discussed, I think we had an episode about, or talked in an episode about, the benefits of working with certified coaches or someone on their path to certification. So we decided to come together, and we are creating a National Board of Health and Wellness coaching review course. So excited. So that's going to be coming up very soon.
I'm so excited for that because next year is actually the first year. They're offering the exam 3 times a year instead of 2 because the demand is so high. So it's just a wonderful place to offer something enriching to the community and just, again, connect, grow, learn, and teach and empower. And so for that, we are so grateful to continue this collaboration. And I just want to, a lot of it did come to manifest because of the social media journey and all this time we spent together. So it's amazing how the most unexpected things happen.
I agree. We left ourselves open. We had no expectations going into this social media journey. It was this beautiful idea that came to Jessica. And we're just like, yeah, let's go with it. Let's see what happens. And beautiful, beautiful things are happening from it. And we are very grateful and happy to have you on this journey with us. And seeing how this is our last episode of this specific Go Live, Jessica is going to close with a quote for us.
So this one is from Radical Hope, which was written by Dr. Kelly Turner and Tracy White. And it's at the end of the book, which is fitting. I think it was on page 304. I'm not sure which is fitting because it's a beautiful way to leave the door open for a new beginning. That it's, instead of feeling overwhelmed by all that can be done for our health, we choose to focus on the abundance of lifestyle changes that can strengthen our immune systems, letting that range of possibilities empower us as opposed to burden us. And so on that note, I wanted to both mark the celebration of our finishing our Radical Remission class and the beginning of so many new journeys with empowerment, and holding that space and setting that intention for all of us to be empowered together.
So beautiful. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, everyone.